Hello, and welcome to the EduTalk series hosted by Biotone EduPartner Program, and massage industry experts. With the continuing challenges facing massage schools, students, and practicing therapists during COVID-19, the EduTalk series supports virtual learning by connecting you with industry experts who will share their knowledge and expertise on topics not only for class discussion, but for career success. Tonight's expert is Cherie Sonin-Mo, who is author of Business Mastery and co-author of Retail Mastery, as well as co-author on the ethics of touch. Cherie is a past president of the Alliance for Massage Therapy Education, afmte.org, and was inducted into the Massage Therapy Hall of Fame in 2012. Cherie is also an international workshop leader. Let's listen and learn tonight as Cherie discusses how to add retail to your practice for income growth. She'll cover everything from taking initial first steps to finding appropriate products to extend to your clients to extend the at-home benefits. Most importantly, she'll cover how creating retail revenue stream for your practice increases the bottom line. With the year we've had and the holidays ahead, now is a great time to consider adding retail to your practice. Please feel free to chat Cherie your questions during the talk, and those will be answered at the end. With that, in the upper right-hand corner, select your view, and I turn it over to Cherie. Thank you.
And thank you to Biotone for hosting this. I'm getting some feedback. Is that better now? Okay, good. All right. So I want to start by just saying that I love talking about retailing. You know, retailing is one of the most exciting things to talk about because it's such an easy thing to do. It's a great diversification method. And as Donnell said, that product sales that adds value to your sessions, it extends your sessions to at home, and it does increase your bottom line. And we're going to start off by talking about what's involved in retailing and how to select appropriate products. And I know Donnell said that in the chat, we'll answer the questions at the end, but she is going to be checking those questions. So if there's something that comes up as we're going along, this is an informal talk, so please put your question in. You can hit the little thing to raise your hand, and we can address some of those questions also as they come up. All right. First of all, what is retailing? You know, retail really is simply just selling products or goods. And in today's economy, I mean, I say this anyway, but particularly in this COVID-19 economy, wise therapists really need to look at several income streams to help keep things stable. And selling products is a really smart revenue stream choice. The thing about selling products is that I look at it as passive income. And the beauty of retailing in a massage practice is that it's a natural adjunct to what you already do. You can really keep it simple, you know, and then that's really truly a passive source of income. And of course, there are things you can do to actively promote sales. We'll cover that a little bit today towards the end, but I want to really cover how to really get started in this because so many therapists do not sell products. It's mind blowing to me. It's like I'm at a loss for words, which is pretty rare for me, because it is such an easy thing to do, and it's actually such a great service to provide. When I talked about it being a good diversification method, think about it, even if it just the profits from the sales to help cover your overhead expenses. But the bottom line as a therapist is it's hazardous physically, emotionally, and financially to rely on your hands-on work as the soul of your livelihood. A, particularly if your work requires intensity, and B, look what happened for so many therapists who haven't worked for 6 or 8 months. The ones that had product sales, it wasn't necessarily enough to cover everything they needed, but they were still selling products to their clients. And that really helped them make it through this pandemic a little easier, as well as kept their clients a little bit more relaxed. So the thing about product sales, I don't imagine that you would, have a retail store as part of your practice. Now, if you have multitudes of therapists working together, you might actually have quite a few items. When you think about it, though, the product sales that I'm really talking about is that it's really a natural extension of the standard of care and healing that's already associated with massage, as well as other wellness practitioners. Now, some of you listening to this might be students. Some of you might be practitioners. Some of you might have dual licensure. You might be a massage therapist as well as a personal trainer. So there are other things that could take your retailing into very different avenues. The thing to remember is that clients trust your recommendations. You've been working with them. You have been touching their bodies. You've been touching their souls. And they will have much more faith in you than they would going to their local store and buying something. And especially when you use those products in your actual treatment, first of all, the client experiences it. And then they have a sense of what it's like. And it's just much more natural. And I really believe that by selling clients the right products, you help them reduce their stress and improve their health. The other things about practitioners is that you have access to high quality items. You have professional grade products that you can get that your clients can't easily get, if they can even get them at all, at their local drugstores or online or wherever. For instance, there are some wonderful topical treatments and self-care tools that your average clients just can't find locally. Even with the big stores like Amazon, a lot of these ones that are really more professional grade do not sell through there. So they're not even available to retail consumers. So they must be purchased by a practitioner and then sold to the client. And even if that's not the case, even if your clients could still go get those products somewhere else, they would rather buy them from you. First of all, it's convenient. They don't have to wait for it to arrive. They don't have to go online. And most people would rather give you the money than a faceless, nameless online store, even if it costs them a tiny bit more. Loyalty, client loyalty can really, really make a difference. The other aspect in retailing, just to kind of get you set up here, is it also can increase the frequency in which clients actually book sessions. Okay? So like when clients use products at home, it reminds them of the treatments that they got. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember last time I went in and had a session with Cherie. Oh yeah, I really should go back and book another session. So by having those products that they use really reminds them. And I'm going to give you some examples in a little while. The other part of that is if the things that you sell are things that they're going to maybe share with their friends, either by gifting them there or have them there, and then their friends can use them, like some of the fun massage tools you might have. And then that would be a really good lead in for your clients to say, oh, and yes. And then you can go see John. John is my therapist, and that's where I got this. And he's a really great therapist. So by having products, you are getting your clients to feel better at home. You're getting them to think about you, increase the frequency of times they come in for sessions, and it helps you generate new clients. The big question that practitioners ask, and I've done lots of workshops, and I think the longest I did was a full day workshop on retailing, which was so much fun. But some of the things that come up is that there are so many products to choose from, and truthfully, when it comes to sales, as long as local statutes permits, it's entirely appropriate for therapists to sell healthcare products that are designed to assist in the relief of pain and promote well-being. And it's also, fine to sell ancillary items that are fun or make for unique gifts, which is now the perfect time to be doing this. So if you're reticent about doing retail sales in general, this is a great time to get involved, because most everybody buys gifts, and they might as well be buying from you. And we might as well be promoting gifts that promote wellness. In the therapists that I have interviewed, when talking about the types of products that they sell, they say that what seems to work best, the most successful items, are those that help their clients with pain issues, items for self-care at home, and that can be anything from bath salts to self-massage tools and gift items. So under relaxation and self-care, lots and lots of products. And I don't endorse any specific product. But what I do suggest is you think about, well, what would be good for relaxation and self-care? And that can range from eye pillows. And there are lots of eye pillows to choose from. There's hot packs, there's cold packs, relaxation tools, self-massage tools. Like I have this one at my desk, and I keep it, and I remember the person who gave this to me every time I use it. Let's see what else. Self-massage, essential oils, scrubs, body lotions, body butters, foot balms, candles. Like here, I have this candle, I keep it at my desk. I haven't burned it yet. It was a gift. But it's lovely. And every time I look at this candle, I think of the person who gave it to me. And now if this was from a therapist, it would remind me, oh, yes, my therapist gave this. Oh, when was the last time I booked a session? Now, truthfully, other than the weird months of the pandemic, I don't need incentive to go get my massages. I get a massage at least once a week. I didn't for quite some time, and that was very frustrating. So I relied on these tools. And that's the other thing to think about. It's like your clients can rely on this. Is it going to be anywhere near as lovely or as wonderful as having you work on them? Absolutely not. And I know sometimes people are scared. Well, if they have this really great tool and they use this tool, then they're not going to come in. Not true. I don't know of anybody who has any kind of tool at home that says it makes up for getting a massage. Now, I even have one of those really nice massage chairs that, do the full rollers up and down your legs and your back and, all different directions and heat. And that's lovely. But that still does not, first of all, it doesn't do the front of my body, but it still does not make up for getting a real massage. But does it help me and keep me more limber and help reduce pain? Absolutely. So that brings me to the pain management. I'm just trying to think of what are some of the products. Some of the products under pain management and relaxation kind of blend together. But things like topical analgesics, there's a lot of CBD products available now. And I know Biotone carries a whole lot of them, and so you can have that. They have gels, there's tinctures, there's great ergonomic devices, there's support pillows, and again, like the hot packs and cold packs and self-massage tools, all of those really help in pain management. So when it comes down to choosing the right products, here are some of the most important tips. First thing is, ideally, it's not commonly sold. It's unique. If possible, use it in your sessions. It should have a reasonable profit margin. No use selling products that you're going to lose money on. It needs to be beneficial. You have to believe in it, and your clients need it or want it. Now, when I'm talking about this, occasionally you might want to carry a product that's easy to find, but you make it available for convenience so that your client doesn't need to make a stop on the way home. And a prime example of this is Epsom salts, because I know, particularly if you're doing any kind of deep work or structural integration work or injury rehab work, a lot of times therapists will recommend that the client goes home and takes an Epsom salt bath. Well, if they have to go stop at the store, instead of like leaving your office, go home and take a bath, it's worth it to them to buy that box of Epsom salts from you instead of stopping at the store. So how do you figure out what items to get? Start by surveying your clients. Ask them what they would like you to carry. Now, if you are a student, then you start looking at, well, what would you like? What would you like to see having? Look at what's offered in your school. Are there items there that they've had that you haven't tried or you thought might be interesting? Does your school have a store where they sell other products? But if you have clients and if you're in school, that might be a survey that your clinic might be willing to do, to survey clients about what kind of products they might like to have in their massage session or to be able to buy. So review your client files and look at their goals. You might start to see some trends. You might start to see, oh, I have a lot of clients that have XYZ issue. And then you can go, well, what kind of products would really help those clients? And those are the ones to start selling. Okay. Now, the good news is there are companies that will give you free samples. And then, that's a nice way to start. Normally, I would talk about going to expos because it's a great way. Well, I don't know when the next expo is going to happen, but when it does and it's safe to go back, they're a great way. You get to actually really see things, touch things, hold them in your hands, smell them, talk to the people who sell them, get tips on how to sell them. It's a great way to do that. Plus, you usually get great prices at these events. Ask other therapists about their experiences with different products. Ultimately, it's best to buy in small quantities at first. And sometimes you could do this, as a joint thing with your friends, okay, other colleagues. We're on 20 minutes. I just got a notice, Donnell, that said it's going to end in 10 minutes.
I saw that.
So I don't know why, maybe because you had it on before. So we got to move through here. Try the products on yourself. Make sure you know how to use them. Make sure you know how they feel. And that's going to make a really big difference in what you do. So I'm going to move right into some holiday stuff. All right. It's already late. All right. The statistics say that 20% of people buy their holiday gifts in October and 40% in November. So really start thinking about those holiday things. Put some bundles together. I really recommend creating some signature treatments where you might have a special type of massage where you add in a product and then the client takes what's left of that product home. Or if it was an eye pillow, they take the eye pillow home and you bundle that into your price. You can use some fun things with aromatherapies. You can use things that are the seasonal scents like, cinnamon and nutmeg and for some people, pine. There's all sorts of really fun things that you can do. So create some signature treatments, put some bundles together. I highly recommend that you have like several different bundles of different prices. And that doesn't include your gift certificates because that's a whole separate thing. So you can sell your products and then add a gift certificate to those sales. Right? So have a $15 product, have a $25 or a $50 or $100 product bundle where you have different items and have them pre-wrapped. Have several of them pre-wrapped and have them on display. And so then your clients, when they see that and they see what's in this bundle, then it's going to be, well, first, they don't have to wrap it. So that takes stress away. And it's a gift of health and wellness. And it's also helping you, their beloved therapist. Okay? I know I'm talking fast because I'm trying to make sure we get everything in here. So in your marketing, especially for the holidays, do email blasts. Make sure you put up posters in your office that talk about the specials. Have some displays. I have the acupuncturist I see put up a little tree and put packages underneath the tree and already wrapped, and then also had something on display on the shelves where people could buy, and they could actually see what was in those packages. And she didn't make a fortune, but she did have some good sales. And you can have a lot of fun with the kinds of things that you sell, particularly at the holidays. And like I said, maybe you wouldn't normally carry a candle, but now's a great time for candles. So maybe you wouldn't normally carry a mug or some hot cocoa mix, but now might be a kind of a fun thing to do with that. And you can really play with it, and you can put together a really fun little bundle that is not expensive, but yet it brings you some income. It's fun for your clients. They're going to buy their friends and family gifts anyway, and might as well be from you. So I know we've reached our 20 minutes and I don't want to cut off. So are there questions, Donnell? Because I'm not seeing the chat.
Hi, yes. Someone wanted to know, Myra wanted to know, what does one do about allergies to creams, etc.? Well,
again, well, first of all, if you are working with a manufacturer, they're gonna back up their products, and they usually have warranties that will say, if anyone has any kind of reaction, that they can return the product, and they would return it either to them or to you, and then you would get a credit for that product.
Okay, and someone also mentioned about ingestible products. I do not feel comfortable selling anything that people put into their bodies.
Right.
So, and I'm not sure if that's tea or CBD drops.
Right. Probably things like tinctures, maybe teas or the hot cocoa mix that I suggested. But there's so many other things you can do. If that doesn't feel good, do something else. It's really is about, first and foremost, reducing your client's stress. Holidays are stressful anyway. So if you can create something that's going to make their gift buying less stressful, which is normally not how we view things when we're looking at reducing stress, but that's one other way to do it. But also some of the actual products that you sell, a lot of them will hopefully be products that will help them reduce their stress, whether it's a massage tool, or whether it's some kind of a cream, an analgesic cream, or, a pain relief cream. No matter what it is that you are selling, if you really are looking at what's going to help your clients, and it's not like, oh, I am selling this pen because I can make a lot of money selling this pen. No, you're selling things because it's going to help your clients and help you at the same time.
So again, there was a question about someone who had sold salt lamps and books through their practice, but that local stores were able to sell those at cheaper prices. So again, it's the convenience factor, it sounds like.
The convenience factor really makes a lot of difference. Now, if it's 3 times the price, then the convenience factor goes away. But if it's a few dollars more, then it's convenient. And so look at finding a salt lamp that's different than the ones that they can get locally. Look at it that way. Look at some products again that aren't quite so easily found.
Right.
And sell those. Yeah.
At the beginning, you mentioned therapists are not comfortable. Their tools are their hands. That's what they need. Do you have any good suggestions for easing into retail? How to talk to your clients that, aside from, asking them for suggestions of products, but let's say you move forward with aromatherapy or bath salts or something like that. What would you recommend to therapists to ease into? Right. Oh, did you see my new display? Or what examples would you have?
Well, ideally, use it in your treatment. If there's any way you can use it in your treatment, that's the best. So if it's some kind of essential oil, if you can also put a drop of that oil in your lubricant so that the client experiences it, that's great. And and then they can say, and you can say, but I use that on you, and your client might go, yeah, I really like that scent. Well, I have the actual essential oil that you can buy and use in all sorts of things. So it's I've never been a hard sales person. I don't believe in hard sales. I don't think it's necessary. So the more you can include it into your treatments. And the other part is just for holiday, you don't even have to do that because people are looking for gifts. So find some unique gifts that people aren't necessarily going to find. Like my acupuncturist has these things. You probably can't even see these little things here. They're little rings that work on your acupressure points, and you can use them on your own. And I keep mine on my desk, and I'm just always doing that. And this is a great gift, and it's also a gift that they can buy in bunches, and you could sell to clients to give to friends.
Well, thank you, Cherie. I hate to cut you off, but for some reason I'm on a time limit here. And I wanted to thank you very, very much. Your website is below your picture there. I'd like to mention to our audience, aside from saying thank you for joining us, and now I'll start talking really, really fast. Please tune in November 10th to our next Edu Talk on total body balancing with Cherie D'Ambrosia. And Cherie had done a talk previously on lymphatic balancing, so this is sure to be just as interesting. And on November 24th, we'll have Cherie back with Laura Allen to do Ethics Part 2 on ethical practice management. And we have a great lineup in December and into 2021. So thank you very much again for joining us. I'm sorry to cut you short. And do you have any closing for folks, Cherie?
Yeah. A, have fun. B, just try it. And I think once you see how simple it is and how you can make a little bit of money and make people happy, you go, well, why aren't I doing more of this?
Well, I hope everyone has gotten some great ideas through tonight's talk.